Hi, this is Emraan Hashmi.
Hi, this is Amyra Dastur.
And you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Well, Emraan Hashmi is called the serial kisser, and for the very first time in his career, that he's just going for virtual kissing, and we'll discuss more about that. His film is coming up, Mr. X, and Amyra is the one who is being a part of it. Emraan and Amyra, huge pleasure to have you guys on Bollywood Hungama, first of all.
Pleasure.
How's the experience of virtual kissing for the first
that
time?
You ask
keep
her.
on coming up.
He didn't do it, I did it.
I wasn't there.
It.
It was my day off, and I will gladly give it to my virtual counterpart to do it, because I've done it so much on the screen that I'm just sick and tired of it. And it was under a pool. I've done that before, and it's not very good. It's in a tank. We actually had shot my third film, Gangster, was underwater. My director had this fetish for shooting underwater kissing scenes, which he tried in Murder. It didn't work because there was buoyancy and we came up. Then he put weights on our feet and we shot an underwater kiss in.
My God, kissing was such a serious.
Extremely, me, both of us actually. So it was not a very good experience. So now I think she could ask her how it was. For you, how was the experience of this kissing the serial kisser, and that too virtually?
It was absolutely fantastic because we only have one actor doing it.
Right.
And there weren't like too many cards or anything. It was just like one swift take and we got it.
Right. You are a pro now, as far as many times we've discussed and we've taken tips from you as to how you're evolving as
I gave my virtual counterpart some tips. I was supervising the VFX.
Right.
And but the VFX
you're happy with the results?
The VFX team came back and said वो बात नहीं थी उसमें. Means हम model बना सकते हैं लेकिन हम उसे kiss नहीं करा सकते हैं. वो talent जो आता है ना 30 फिल्म के बाद आता है. So वो बात नहीं थी उस kiss में. But there's another kiss which she's not spoken about, which is actually both of us takes 2 hands to clap. So that
take 2 hands to clap.
Yes,
okay,
we're doing that in the film also. So watch out for that also.
Right. You're also just lifting her up. She's in a swimsuit and you're lifting her. That is once again like invisible and
visible. But we had to do the whole shot with me lifting her, taking her to the pool, dumping her inside the pool,
and then.
Clothes.
It was your favorite outfit of the film.
Clothes.
He was wearing this gorgeous green tight spandex suit. It was like that fluorescent green one that they can just erase out, and he loved it. How many times did you wear that?
No, actually I was in my leather jacket in that one.
You weren't in your leather jacket.
There was a green suit which I had gotten to amuse everyone, because eventually when I go invisible, they need to kind of erase me in the frame. But then there was someone else who ended up doing most of the shots.
Because he refused to wear it again.
Because you can't really see me in that. So I just take off.
So why were you embarrassed? What was the reason?
Not embarrassed. I was just lazy and sensible. Because if I'm not being seen, if there's just 2 eyes here and there's a green suit, I don't need to be there for that.
Right.
So I'm not even lazy. I was just sensible not to get into the green suit. I got in once.
Right.
And then, that was a bit.
Emraan, there's a friend of mine actually, and he was saying that Emraan Hashmi is one lucky guy, man. His heroines are getting younger and more beautiful.
But isn't that with most of the other actors? They're even luckier because when they turn 45, they're still working with girls that are.
But most of them, they're not getting to kiss the heroines. So
I believe they are these days.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, and not in every film.
Not in every film.
So in that regard, you have I think a far better.
But unfortunately, it's not a monopoly anymore. Fortunately, it's not a monopoly anymore.
Right.
There are a lot of them doing it right now, and I don't know if you can really say. Yeah, I mean, from an outside perspective, I guess I'm lucky. I get to shoot these things and I get paid for it. But please, enough of kissing now. It's a family entertainer. Yeah, we have to correct everyone who goes on about kissing scenes. Everyone, the marketing team is looking at it right now.
But kissing is like
it is become a done. It's done to death.
Yeah, but in India, people still see it as, oh my God, they kissed on screen. Oh no. So like ultimately we are trying to tell people that this is a family entity, it's like a normal family.
Okay, now that is a marketing plug. We totally understand.
You're looking at her with this question mark.
Huh?
Extremely skeptical about what she's saying. He's like, whatever. You poor child, you. Give you a UA certificate. It's not.
No.
But I can just elaborate on that.
No, 100%.
I'd like to in this interview.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
my question to you, Amyra, is that Emraan Hashmi, the sort of fan following that he has, it's like a crazy sort of fan following. Many times he himself, he is unable to explain it because he's not a very show-off kind of person. He doesn't do gimmicky things that a lot of other stars do.
It's a fact.
Seriously, he doesn't go to parties and he doesn't do a lot of that PR stuff that others do. But the sort of craze that he has is like amazing. That the girls, they're just tearing everything apart. So you're having that star to yourself. To be honest, how was your experience like? Like a girl experience. Honestly.
No, she's because there's a problem in the house also because she didn't tell her parents that she's.
No, I told my parents. They were just,
okay.
No. She actually went. Pushed it a bit further by telling them that the one that I can be seen in also. Like there's the invisible guy, which fine you can go and tell your parents if they have a problem with it. There is VFX, which it is. Right. But you can't go and tell them when I was in the frame that also is VFX. यार अभी वो इतना VFX progress नहीं हुआ है जहाँ पे they can actually make a Emraan Hashmi there and look exactly like him.
Well,
so,
but let's
how is it?
Honest feelings actually. मतलब बिल्कुल आप समझिए कि सिर्फ कैमरा यहाँ पर नहीं है. And what were your girl feelings like? You must have seen a lot of his movies and you've seen him kissing and all that stuff.
To be fair, I actually like Emraan.
A lot of his songs and super hit songs.
I like his niche movies more. Like I told him that I loved Shanghai and I even liked Ek Thi Dayan. Those are my kind of films. I love Murder too also, but I just liked him in that space more. As a fan, I am a fan of his for those kind of movies.
I'm not talking about the actor. Let me be more specific. Let me be more specific. I'm saying in terms of desirability quotient. Yeah, a lot of women find Emraan Hashmi very desirable. I'm saying from that question, what was your reaction like? Please be honest.
No,
imagine there are no cameras. You can be yourself.
He's a good-looking guy. We all know that, and I was a fan of his. So I didn't speak to him for like a week in the beginning of shoot because I was so shy.
Right.
You can even the first time I met him, he was like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you."
She was shy of you, Emraan?
I didn't speak to you at the screen test.
Yeah, she was. I would say the first 2 meetings, yeah.
Right.
But then I think once we started shooting post that first thing where the gun kept falling from your hand, after that it was fine. It was pretty okay.
I was so nervous, my palms were sweating.
Yeah, she was, yeah. Like it kept sliding out from my hand. Like she was doing the scene and the gun kept on going between her hands and falling on the floor. She was supposed to be pointing the gun at me. It didn't go off very well. But then she was, it
got better. It got much better.
It got much better. Okay. Alright, so we'll leave it at that. The promos have been getting a good response. You've had a few, I think, rough weather off late.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that you're back with a Vishesh film and the buzz is positive for the film as far as box office is concerned? How important is that for you?
It's just giving the film everything that you have, and I think this film is. I honestly say this. I've obviously put in hard work into every film, but the technical team, I think for them, it's been a really tiring year of almost 11 to 12 months where they've sat on the machines and made this character into what he is. And I think it's their hard work, it's Vikram's hard work. It's more the, I guess, accomplishment of the technical team in this.
Right.
I've just been blessed to be part of a film like this. When I got the script in my hand, Vikram said that he wanted me on board. I was more than happy because I love the technicality of films. I wanted to get into VFX in college, and this was like a dream come true. I loved Mr. India in its day. I felt it was a cult film. And I love 3D films, so just that whole blend for me is extremely exciting. And yeah, it's I'm happy that the people have just picked up on this, on the promos and the buzz, and it's pretty positive. So we'll see on Friday.
You spoke about Mr. India, so the comparison with Mr. India will be there, and Bhatt Saab is saying that it's basically taking off from Mr. X, that his father's franchise.
I don't think it's even taken from there. If you had to, I know people every time they see a film, they need to look at it from a past reference, and that is how we do things. That's how we kind of box things up. The invisibility pretty much is, I guess, the common part. You might compare this to something like a Mr. India or a Hollow Man, or any of these other Ashok Kumar's film, and all of them have been super successes. The thing with this is, the story behind it is completely different, and the entire way that we've treated this Invisible Man, he does not become invisible at will, like Mr. India. He doesn't have a watch where he presses a button. It's an ailment that he has. He gets burnt in a refinery, and the radiation and chemicals make him this way. And he can be seen in two situations, blue light and sunlight. And he uses this he harnesses this kind of superpower and gets back to the bad guys. It also has a story of this two lovers who become enemies because their ideologies change. It's a story of resurrection, which none of these other films have. They're completely on different lines. That's why I was very clear, you know, when I heard the script, I knew that it's a very distinct product away from Mr. India and still gives you those thrills. You know, the childlike, a fantasy of seeing Invisible Man do these things, these funny things. And, you know, I saw the film with kids, my son, his friends, we saw it and they were laughing. Like they were enjoying it thoroughly. So it's just, and you also, an adult, feel like it takes you back in that zone and you enjoy those things.
So your son has seen it and he
saw it day before yesterday.
What has been your reaction like when you saw the film for the first time?
I took my parents to see the film. That's when they discovered it wasn't really CG. But at the end of it, my dad actually came and hugged me and he said that he's really proud and he was so happy that I was part of a film like this. Because like Emraan said, it does, you know, take you back to that kind of like childhood days where you have these like fantasies and, you know, you're into like superheroes and vigilantes, and it's just a fun, action-packed like love story kind of film. It's got everything in it, which is really cool.
Okay, and your experience of being directed by Vikram Bhatt.
Vikram is a fantastic director. He actually is known to work with newer actresses and drive out great performances.
Right.
And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be like able to give the performance that I did give in this film. So a lot of credit goes to him.
Arunoday Singh is there in the film as well?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
The boss.
He is gonna surprise you.
He's the main negative lead by any chance?
That you'll find out in the film,
Yeah.
but he's our boss. He's not looking like the way he looks. They've made his hair white, but
Right.
he's quite a strong-willed, strong character in the film. They work for the anti-terrorist squad, and we take orders from him. So he heads the department, and
Right.
he tells us to do things.
He
and
controls
abide
both of
by
us.
that.
Vikram Bhatt has written a column recently and he has spoken, I think,
Yeah.
some wonderful things about you. How does it feel that someone with whom you've worked in the past and he's having such things to say about you?
I was very touched. I was very moved when I read the article. I read it day before yesterday. It came out yesterday in a magazine, a trade magazine, and someone else sent it to me, and I didn't know Vikram had actually written it.
Right.
But it just took me back to that time when we started off shooting. It was like a traumatic incident for me, and I was actually shooting a scene where I'm going through a traumatic incident in Mr. X. He goes through that trauma and then he comes out of it, and that's a scene of the resurrection. So unfortunately for me, after I came back from that whole episode without that getting over completely from Toronto, I was dumped into a bathtub with this leather jacket and everything on, and he gets burnt in a refinery, and then he's screaming because the clothes they melt into his skin. So it was a very high octave scene for 4 days.
Right.
And that makeup took me almost 4 hours to get into it. It used to take an hour to get out of. So it was very painful getting into that. But seeing that article, I think is very well written, because Vikram has seen my entire journey. I think I started off as an assistant director with him. He might not have been there for those formidable years, in those 7-8 years, because he was not there in Vishesh Films. We never worked together after Footpath.
Ji.
And then he came back, the company we made Raz. He was not there for those 8-9 years, but then he came back for Raz. So he had seen a distinct, growth from the first year and then after a decade.
While your son's operation was going on, the entire period was going on, you were shooting for Mr. X at that point of time.
Yeah, I came back. The set was pulled down. I was supposed to shoot in January and he was diagnosed, so they pulled the set down because I had to rush in Bombay, do the stuff. There was like 15 days of stuff that we needed to get sorted here. Then go to Toronto, and there was a 5-month treatment there. So I had to actually fly back, because everyone is there for you, but eventually everyone has things to do and the film industry moves on.
Absolutely.
So you have to come back and kind of balance both professional, your commitments, and also then there's this family life, which is very important, and I had to balance both those things out and juggle, which is kind of tough.
Absolutely. So what has it taught you?
I really didn't know I was capable of everything that I did, and just being that strong. I think nothing really prepares you for that. there are all these obstacles and hurdles on one side, and then when you hear something like this, so devastating and so traumatic, nothing really prepares you for that. And it teaches you a lot. My son has taught me a lot, because he's the guy who's actually fought through the entire thing. So just learn from there. And then you gotta hope for the best, and then give it everything. So.
And apparently you like him reading more than watching television.
Yep. We try to inculcate as much reading in our house, because television, video games, indoor activities, I try to keep him away from all of that. So send him off to play football or cricket or read, because that's how it's become right now, right? There was a time when we were growing up and there were so many things to do, and now it's sitting on a computer or an iPad.
Absolutely.
And it just, I don't know, the effect on a kid's mind of sitting in front of a screen.
Absolutely, so, all the time. That is true. That is true. What about the music? What is your favorite song from that?
I love Sat Shukrana, but the video isn't out yet, so when you see that, it'll be really, really nice, because it's a very deep, meaningful song. And Teri Khushbu as well.
Teri Khushbu as well.
Yes.
Okay. And what is your favorite song?
Tu Jo Hai or Teri Khushbu. Also, I have to make a special mention because Bhatt Sahab has sung it.
Right.
You can call me X. Bhatt Sahab is very good in that. No, but actually, there was the screening, and a lot of people watching, the youngsters, my friends, some family members, kids. All the kids unanimously came out. There were 15 of them, and they were running down the stairs after the trial show, and they were all singing what Bhatt Sahab was singing in the You Can Call Me X. Right. So they were all singing that. So that's a good sign. That kind of caught on with the kids.
Right.
They're like 6, 7 year olds to 9. So they loved the song.
So what sort of release plan are you guys having in mind?
I don't know the extensive release plans for the film, but yeah, it's going to be a wide release for the film. It's 17th of April, and you know, for us, thankfully, the school's also shut, colleges shut, summer vacations, and there is a huge audience that's not been coming to theatres for the longest time. So
absolutely, this year has been
pray to God that, you know, things work out for all of us, for the industry, and some ways it revived through these films this year in the second quarter. So yeah, testing times for all of us.
And it's releasing in Pakistan as well?
Yes.
Because that's where you have a tremendous following.
It's releasing in Pakistan, it's releasing, of course, there's a UAE belt. There will be few releases in London and US.
The promo of Hamari Adhuri Kahani is coming with Mr. X?
No, it's not actually.
It's not.
We're waiting it out for that. It was supposed to come as planned before, but not right now. It'll come out as a standalone promo. We'll get it out because I think it's too early for that.
Okay.
It's releasing 12th of June. So it probably will be a unit that will come out very early on the 17th of April. So we might come out, actually we will come out first week of May, 1st of May.
Right.
6 weeks, 6-7 weeks.
First week of May sometime.
Yeah.
Tremendous anticipation for Hamari Adhuri Kahani because it is having the germs of Mr. Bhatt's own life as well somewhere, and you and Vidya coming together and Mohit Suri as well. So
yeah, it's, you know, Bhatt Sahab has imbibed a lot of things from our family into it. There's I don't want to give too much away, but there's also parts of excerpts of backstories of my grandmother and my father. It was very moving for us. This is we would be discussing it when there was my grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and there was, you know, in Bhatt Sahab, when you have a conversation, he just takes things, and it moved everyone there because my father was narrating it, and he put that into the film. I didn't know it, and my dad didn't know it. My dad saw it. It was so beautifully put in the film,
right,
and it was just moving for everyone. So we didn't know that he had actually put it in. Because I'm not there in that scene also, so nor did I know. So he's put everything, a lot of family things into the film, a lot of his own life. So
right. You also called Vidya as very filmy.
No, I didn't say very filmy. Someone asked me, said that you and Vidya are very alike, very like-minded, which is a fact. We both of us have kind of functioned the same frequency. More used to keep saying that, you know, both of you are identical, the way you all think, the way you all, when you're talk.
Right.
But I said that there's probably one difference, stark difference, that she's slightly more filmy in the sense that she's into the, you know, there are few trappings that I stay away from. I guess the award ceremony is one thing, which she does. People are asking me that, journalists are asking me how would you differentiate it? So I said that she's slightly more filmy. She's in that zone, you know, that circle.
And she enjoys it as well.
She enjoys it.
Right. Okay, and Azhar, looking forward to that?
Yes, I am.
Anthony is very excited about it.
Yes. It's it's a special one.
You played a cricketer before?
I play cricket, but nothing like Azhar, obviously.
Right, obviously.
So it's a tough task. It's tough being Azhar. We've been training for almost 3 months now, 4 months. We try to play 50 overs every day.
50 overs every day?
Yeah, it's you're constantly whacking the ball. It's in the nets. So I'm saying if you count the balls, you're shooting with the machine, and there are people also bowling to me. So it clocks to almost 50 overs every day.
So speculation.
So it's constantly like we kind of in 4 hours in the morning or in the afternoon we do that. I've not been actually training right now for a couple of days, weeks, because I've been promoting.
Right. But, when do you start shooting that?
June.
And who's playing Sangeeta Bidani?
We'll tell you all.
Okay, and what are you doing next, Amyra?
I'm waiting actually. It's between a Telugu film and a Bollywood film, so it depends on the dates.
Okay, and what has been the most cherished memory for you as far as Mr. X is concerned?
My first day of shoot. I think
Why?
it'll always be, because I just remember it very clearly. I remember the feelings, I remember the scene, I just remember everything about that day.
And something about Mr. Mahesh Bhatt. He's a very encouraging sort of guy.
He was on
He's very
set.
young as well. He's like extremely young as well.
He's a lot of fun. I was a little intimidated by him when I first met him,
Right.
because he's got that kind of like loud personality, but then I got used to it, and he was there with us for the first 9 days of set, so even he had like a lot of input, so that also really helped.
Any final thoughts on Mr. X, why people should be looking forward to 17th April?
You know, it kind of connects with the child in all of us. It's a film which it's very unique. It's with the VFX and with the 3D experience. It's just a joyride. It's like a roller coaster ride, and people are really going to enjoy it. For me, at least for my generation, it's like this blend of 3D. Obviously, I've seen right now, but there was this whole thing of Chhota Chetan and Mr. India. I keep going back to those. Back in school days, I saw these 2 films that really are etched in my memory. So this takes you back there. It takes you into that experience, and of course it's got the bonus of a great love story. It's got some great music, and it's got some pretty unusual action, because there are portions where I come in and out of it, and there's you know, these bike sequences where the bike is riding on the road and I'm not on it.
Yeah, that's right.
So and he kind of flickers in sunlight, and he, you know, in shadow as he disappears. So it's very well done. I think it's achievement for the VFX team. So people enjoy it because there are not too many invisible films, superhero films. And I wouldn't really classify them as superhero, but this could be a prelude to more superhero films with the X.
And they can be sequel to it?
Yes, because this sets the premise for how he becomes this character. So like I said, he's not, at the moment, he doesn't qualify as a superhero because he's doing this as a selfish personal motive. You can morally question the things he's doing right now. He's not fighting for the overall, for humanity in that sense, which might happen in the second part.
And more films with Bhatts after Hamari Adhuri Kahani?
Yeah, we're planning on a couple.
Right.
We've nothing concrete as such. We'll announce it in a couple of weeks. Your final thoughts on Mr. X?
It works for my generation as well. So, I mean, that's a good thing, I guess.
She's saying basically that...
Senior to me.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
Really? I'm senior to you.
Sorry,
anyway.
sorry.
It
Please.
wasn't that funny.
No, it was somewhat funny actually. We just
No, but
like
it's
to
just,
laugh.
like he said, it's just a fun film. It takes you
Right.
back to your like childhood days, and
Right.
it'll just, I don't know, I think it'll just be like a good entertainer for everyone.
Fantastic. Alright, so looking forward to your performance, and Emraan, obviously yours in Mr. X, and we generally hope that it does exceedingly well, and your chemistry is appreciated, and you guys can do more films together, and the sequels and the works that way. So thank you very much. Great. And all the best wishes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.